All right, Uncle Dave fans, welcome back to the first edition of 2026 of Fishing with Uncle Dave. We're going back to Arnesen's Rocky Point, again up to the frozen tundra up there where the ice is thick and it's very, very cold. But we got there a little early. We were there on December 26th, and they got us out on the afternoon trip, and we went right to fishing. We got set up, and the holes were all drilled for us. The shack's warm, and we went to fishing, and old Uncle Dave caught one right away there. And it ended up being a really good afternoon that day. Me and Brenda both were just hammering those fish. We'll show you how we're doing it here a little later on in the video. But I tell you what, we got started on a great trip, and we had a good time to start with. Oh. Goodness sakes, will you look at that there. Woo! There was several of them coming up after it. I see them coming. All right, let me get up here. All right, boys and girls, look at there. That is a Lake of the Woods walleye right there.
Step back a little bit, baby.
It's,
there you go.
There we go.
There.
All right, look at there. All right, sports fans, what do you think about that right there?
Beautiful.
That's a very nice walleye. Let's see if we can get him measured up here. 19 and a half goes back. All right, let's see. Oh, shoot, look at this one. We're going to say that's, well, 22. Let's call it 22. A 22-inch walleye on the first afternoon. Are you kidding? Man, I'm telling you, we had a great trip. We were catching them 2 at a time on that first day. We ended up catching 40-some fish on that first day, and we got out there like at 10:30, and they come and got us at 5 o'clock. But I'm telling you what, we caught fish after fish after fish. We had a great time. Catching that many fish, you get a good chance to pick through them and take home the good ones. So we was up there, and we spent the first 3 days at the Seagull. We was up there, was fishing in the day houses. All right, there's Brenda with a 21 and a quarter incher. Nice walleye. Caught it on the macho minnow tip with a minnow. Blow green. Yep. All right. Beautiful fish, Brenda. Good job. Yeah, we both had our poles down. She was using shiner eyes a lot, and the little macho minnow. Look at this guy. What another nice walleye. I mean, we were just catching those walleye. We only had the one slow day, but look at this giant here. This thing was right at 23 inches long, and I don't know how big around this fish was. One of the biggest, roundest walleyes I've ever caught in my life. That thing was beautiful. And not only was we catching those walleye like that, them northern pike, Brenda got another one right there in the same area. We were just banging fish after fish, and here's another. Look at the size of that sauger. Man, we did really good. All right, well, this is how you load up in the morning. They have all these little trucks, so the trailer's sitting there. You sign up on a board. They come out and call your name, how many people's in your group. They load you up and head you out. While you're sitting out there, you get to watch the sun come up, and look at this beautiful sunrise here. I mean, what a beautiful time we had up there spending out time on the water. I mean, this was like December 27th. Look at this. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. The snow was blowing through. The sun was coming up. We had a little sundog, they call it. But it was just absolutely beautiful. But yeah, what a beautiful morning. As you can see, the guides stayed busy. They dropped somebody off, and now they're going back and probably going to pick up another load. The one morning we was up there, they took out 150 people. But look at that. What a beautiful place. What a beautiful scene. I mean, you can't see that stuff sitting from your couch, man. You got to get out, go outside, and enjoy the great outdoors. God has blessed us so well, and looks just how beautiful. All right, back to fishing. I'll tell you what, the fishing didn't really slow down a whole lot. And on some days, look at this. Those fish were just inhaling it. You couldn't keep them off of it. You'd watch them on the Vexlar as you drop it down, they'd come up and smoke it. I mean, it was just amazing. Like I said, if you take your time and pick through some good ones, man, you can take home a good bunch. All right, that's it for the day houses. They move us out to what's called a sleeper house. So it was New Year's Eve, so we fixed ourselves up, went back to fishing, and the fish did not disappoint us. Okay, I'm getting a little video right now. So there's Brenda's big eel pal. All right, one of the girls from the club said they would love to have some eel pal. Oh, there he is. He's beautiful.
8:45 p.m.
8:45 p.m. Let me get a close-up on that. Yeah, it's New Year's Eve, And look at that eel pout. That is a nice one. Good job, Brenda. Way to go. Happy New Year's. Yeah, the eel pout ended up being 28 inches long, and what a treat to have that thing. Pull and drag like crazy. But like I said, the fishing just kept on. All right, Happy New Year, Dusty. Oh, too bad you ain't here. Woohoo! Daddy just caught a fish. Look there, he's still dripping. All right, let's say goodbye. Happy New Year to the little guy.
8 p.m.
There he goes. Woo! All right, Happy New Year. All right, Uncle Dave fans, we're up here at Arnesen's Rocky Point. We're out here in the sleeper shack. It's 20 minutes to 7 at night, and we just caught a walleye. And this is the rig we caught him on right here. This is the automatic fisherman. You know, some states it's not allowed. Minnesota allows it. Okay, so the rod sits in a little pin right there, and then the line goes over that trigger. And then when the fish goes down the hole there, you know, you watch on the Vexilar, or you just see it, because all of a sudden, and it's good for when you're not paying attention, because when that goes off, it makes a loud pop noise when that plastic hits. And so that's, you kind of know that you got a bite. I said, if you walk away from your pole, or even for night, you know, like we are right now, if we happen to be sitting there at dinner table, or, you know, our little card table here and eat dinner, and well, the rod's still fishing for us. So, all right, so just another tip. So if you come up this way, these are, you know, you can get one and bring it up here. They're pretty easy to set up and really easy to use. And so far, we've caught several fish on it today, so it works real good. Caught on the jacker. I got, oh, all right, here it is. It's 6:30 or so at night. We're on Lake the Woods. It's dark 30. We got this new gadget here this year.
6:40.
I've got this new gadget this year. It's automatic fisherman, and you hook your pole up here. The line in the pole pins over holds that. And when the fish comes loose, it sets the hook for you. And you pick it up and reel it in case you're not, you know, in case it's dark or you're not looking so well. But anyway, that's what it sounds like, and that's what the job it does. All right, there we go. All right, it's like New Year's Day. We're back to fishing, and we started catching them again. Little view about what it looks like inside our sleeper. You know, there's quite a bit of room in there. The things are pretty comfortable. But, yeah, you see the other houses around us. But it was really nice. On the outside, they have a gas tank sitting there. We got us a generator, so we could have electricity. So Brenda ran her CPAP, and we had a fan keeping the heat turned around. But, yeah, we went back to fishing, and sure enough, here it is on New Year's Day, or, well, New Year's Eve, I guess. Yep, we was catching those fish. All right. Happy 2026 to everyone. Here me and Brenda is sitting up here in Arnesen's at Rocky Point. We're sitting out here in the sleeper shack, and Brenda's showing us how it's done over there. Yeah, we're getting our decorations up for the big night here, the New Year's Eve. We're out here catching fish. I don't know if we can get much better than this here or not. All right, Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, it's our very first time in a sleeper house. Here it was, New Year's Eve, and we were both catching fish like this here. It was just amazing. I think we ended up catching 72 fish that day. And every once in a while, you'll find a little orange minnow in your minnow bucket, and that little guy decided he liked the orange one so much, he just took it back with him. Brenda let him have him down the hole with it.
A little home away from home. Where are my stuffs? Oh. Look at the woods coffee. Little holes. I'm supposed to sleep. Oh boy. Oh, percolator. Lay it down. It'll be long. Back to fishing. We got lights.
Swing and a miss there. Me and Brenda, we got a sleeper house. We just got here about 10:30 or so. It's just we only been here just 30 minutes or so. So we got all our stuff ready and we started fishing, and
I made some coffee.
yeah, Brenda made coffee already.
But
We
I
got
can't drink it.
got one sauger on the ice already. We put him back in there. He was about 15 inches, and now she's back again. Just had a bite on that one. So, swing and miss again. I'll tell you what, these guys can be difficult. Anyway, we're at Arnesen's Rocky Point. We are staying in a sleeper house. It's the first time we've ever stayed in a sleeper house, so we're giving this a try. They're getting our generator for us here in a little while, so we'll be all set. We'll have a little electricity, and we'll be in business. So yeah, we're sitting here, and we got our holes. We got our Vexilars all set up, and they got our holes all drilled. Everything's nice, ready to go. So okay, but like I said, here we are at Rocky Point. Is it Rocky Point?
Rocky Point.
Rocky Point, yeah. Resort at Arnesen's up here at Lake of the Woods. All right, like I said, the fish just kept coming. Here's another slot fish we ended up putting back. But take your time when you're up there. Spend a few extra days. Take your time. Take home a decent limit. 19 and a half and up to 28 goes back. But look at here's here another 18-incher. Right there in front of the guy. We had to show out a little bit for Uncle Dave. But yeah, we had a great time up there in that sleeper house. They said the fish cooperated very well, but we worked at it. We worked hard at it. We kept switching up our lures and stuff, different presentations. And look, there's another 18-incher. I mean, they just kept coming. We just had a great time up there. But like I said, we worked hard on it. We took our Vexilars, we watched them, we seen what the fish were doing. We changed up colors and sizes, and look at that sauger, another huge sauger. But yeah, we kept an eye on our Vexilars, and you pay attention to that. And I tell you what, you can put some fish up in on the ice. We did. We just kept catching fish. Like I said, we had great days, and we had better days. All right, there's Brenda jigged up another one. Yep, nice sauger. Caught it on her shiner eye. Yep. Tip with a minnow. Yep. I said we're fishing about 27 feet of water, fishing about a foot off the bottom. Watching our radar. When one comes in, we do a little jigging. They come right up for us, and well, not all of them, but some of them are coming up for us, and we're having a pretty good day. Well, there you go. All right, back down he goes, and she'll start again. Here we go. All right, we're in the sleeper house. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. We've already caught a dozen fish already today. So far, we're doing good. Yeah. See old Vexilar, we're down here. We're about 27 foot of water. I'm just waiting for them little green lights come up. You can see my stuff moving there. And the other rod's sitting right there next to it. And whenever you see something down here on the bottom, when this turns green in here, red color, yellow comes up, you'll know you got a fish coming up. So that's how those work. So in the sleeper house, look, Brenda's got some sausage going on. We already had coffee. But what a wonderful experience up here. If you've never done up here, come to the sleeper house, you got to give it a try. Got plenty of room. There's the beds you sleep on, those cots. They're actually pretty comfortable. It's got plenty of holes. Here's Brenda's set up, just like mine. Brenda's using some shiner eyes and stuff. She's jigging them up, watching for that green to come up from the bottom, watching that mark come up. But that's basically how we do it. Get that thing down there to the bottom. You see it at the bottom and keep it up. Keep within 6 inches to a foot. I'd say off the bottom, and then jig it up and down once in a while. It all depends on how active the fish are. Now, if the fish are really active, you won't have to do too much jigging up and down. They'll come and get it as it's dropping, or they'll just come up and grab it anyway. But right now, they're kind of in between the moods of being really turned on and just starting to turn on. So a couple jigs every once in a while will help bring them in. All right, but that's what we're doing right now. Look at that sausage. It'll be a few more minutes. It'll be breakfast time. Well, one good thing about having a stove next to the ice hole, look there. She caught that fish while she was making our sausage. But what another great sunrise. X marks the spot, so I'd say we was there. All right, that morning the moon was up and the sun was up same time. Great time to be fishing. I was out here on the ice, out there in a little perch shack called the Perch. All right, Uncle Dave fans, that jigging like I showed you, it'll pay off, man. Another nice walleye. All right, well, let's get him back in there. There he goes. All right, like I said, we're jigging that shiner eye right there. That's what we're catching them on. All right. Yep, shiner eyes from Tom's Tackle. We get a lot of stuff from Tom's Tackle. All right, Uncle Dave fans, you know what I just showed you? Look at there. Right after that, same lure, same hole. Yep. Shiner eye. Shiner eye, shiner eye, shiner eye. I can't say it enough. Those guys work great up here for these Lake of the Woods walleye. All right. This one here is 21 3/4 inches long. Probably weighs about 6 pounds. All right. That's what we come to Lake of the Woods for. All right, Uncle Dave fans. Yeah, keep those lures pretty close to the bottom again. Jig them up a little bit, and I tell you what, you can do this too and put some on the wall for yourself and watch those slot fish go back. What a time. Another advantage to having your sleeper house is I caught that walleye there at 10:15 p.m. All right, good morning, Uncle Dave fans. Arnesen Rocky Point. This is our last day, last morning here. There'll be a guy coming to get us. Just one more quick look at the little city they got set up out here. There is just houses. It's just everywhere you look. There's houses, houses, and more houses. And you see, this is a very popular destination. All right, back to Brenda. All right, Happy New Year from up north. All right, Uncle Dave fans, from the first day to the last morning, boy, Aunt Brenda's boys put it on them. Another nice little sauger. There we go. All right, we're going to get him back in there and try to catch one more. Our ride will be here in about a half hour. All right, baby, good job. All right, from Arnesen's Rocky Point and Uncle Dave, Happy New Year. Yeah, like I said, from the first day to the last, we'll go take out that thing's mouth. Shiner eye. Shiner eye, I tell you what, they love those things. Oh, sorry, Uncle Dave fans, lied. Wasn't the last one. This might be the last one. Okay, we got about 20 minutes. Get back in there, honey. Okay. All right, Uncle Dave fans, this indeed was the last fish of the trip. What a time we had. Now it's time for the ride out. All right, Uncle Dave fans, we're on the ride out. Our taxi got here. This is what they get you in right this time of year now. Got a little trailer we're riding in. It's got nice little heaters, so we don't have to worry about getting cold. They load us all up in here, and if you take a look out the door here, all right, there's where we're leaving. All right, you can see where we're going there. But yeah, this is how they get you to and from out here on the Lake of the Woods during the ice season. It's not exactly a smooth ride, but it is an adventure.
Just like home.
Just like home, another adventure. All right, just like our roads at home. Yeah. All right, everybody. All right, Uncle Dave fans, when they stop our sled and open up the door, it's a wrap. Anyway, here's what we was using. I made my own pole holders out of some PVC pipe, 1/2-inch PVC pipe and some fittings. And I drilled a hole, at an angle, and I put those, the pole holders you just stick in the ground. We slid them in there. But they come apart. They fit in my bag real easy. I don't glue them together. They slide together, and they hold up the poles real well. When you're sitting there in the chair, you just reach down, and they just pick them right up. You can kind of, keep a close eye on them. But we really, I really kind of enjoyed having those guys. Like I said, it doesn't cost too much to make them, and you don't have to have it sitting there on the bucket waiting for it to flop over in the water. So at least that does hold on to them enough where you can get to them. You can see I had an assortment of lures there we was using. We were using, a lot of the stuff is from Tom's Tackle. You'll find the shiner eyes and the wigglers and all that stuff. But that's what we were using basically. It was stuff just like this right here. Like I said, you can find it all at Tom's Tackle. The shiner eyes are on the left. The big wigglers are on the right there. And they bit it all, especially with some glow. All right, well, God bless you for watching. God bless our troops as usual. We thank you for watching our show here. And next time I open that cabin door up there, may that's you going by.